Hey guys, this is Jack and welcome to my first video in the FPV How To series. Now in this video I'll be covering side slipping, or as a few others call it, circle strafing. I'll give you a few pointers for how you can improve your side slipping technique without getting too close or too far away from the object which you are circling. Side slipping is a very easy maneuver once you know how the stick should be positioned, what the orientation of your quad must be like, and knowing how to constantly make minor adjustments to keep the quad in place. Now to practice side slipping, I would definitely recommend you first get the basic understanding of this maneuver in the Liftoff simulator game before doing this in the real world. You can use a track editor in Liftoff, which should be released in the next update, to build a track similar to the one I've built specifically for practicing to side slip. Now let's get right to it. Firstly, you want to make sure that there are no obstacles in the way when you're going to side slip in a circle around an object. Once you know that the surroundings are clear, you can start to maneuver. The easiest way to side slip is to try and find a balance between your yaw and roll controls. Now to initiate and continue to side slip, you want to fly around the object in a circle at a manageable speed and then apply yaw to keep pointing your camera towards the object which you are circling. Once you start applying yaw, you want to immediately add some roll as well, since the roll is what will keep your quad flying sideways instead of forward into the object. If you look down to the on-screen display, you'll see that my controls are both pointed in the same direction. One thing to remember is that if you are side slipping to the left, both the yaw and roll inputs will be pointing to the right, and if you are side slipping to the right, your sticks will be pointing to the left. Now to understand side slipping entirely, let's look at a few common mistakes which could happen when you try this, and give a few pointers to how you can improve your side slipping technique. Firstly, let's look at the yaw control. The yaw control is extremely important, since if you don't apply enough yaw to keep pointing at the object, you won't be side slipping. You'll just be flying in a circle and not really see the object you're flying around. If this happens, you'd want to apply some more yaw towards the object to start to side slip and keep going. Now when you apply too much yaw, then the opposite happens. The circle in which you're side slipping will become smaller and smaller, and you'll most likely end up crashing into the object. As a general rule of thumb, when you side slip, you want to adjust the yaw input to keep pointing your quad just to the side of the object and not directly on it. If you are circling to the left, keep pointing the quad just off center to the left of the object as shown in this illustration. As soon as you start pointing the quad towards the object or further beyond it, you will most likely crash into the object very quickly. However, this isn't always the case, since you can side slip in a circle with your quad pointing very far beyond the center point, but this does require a lot more roll input and doesn't look very neat and smooth. So this is doable, but I would definitely recommend you master the technique I've explained above first before you start playing around with pointing the quad beyond the object. Next, we want to look at the roll input. Just as important as applying the right amount of yaw is applying the right amount of roll. Now when you're circling the object and you start drifting away, it's most likely that you're not applying enough roll. This can easily be fixed by applying some more roll towards the object, which will get you back on track again. On the opposite side, when applying too much roll, you start closing the circle and eventually fly into the object. The effect is the same as applying too much yaw, except too much roll input will close the circle faster than too much yaw. Finally, we'll take a look at throttle control and pitch. Pitch isn't such an important input when side slipping, since you'll most likely get this right without really thinking too much about it. The pitch control will keep your quad at a level height, but so will the throttle input. If you notice that you're starting to go a bit too high, ease off the throttle a bit and lower your pitch. Now one thing to remember is that as you're easing off the throttle, you need to ease off the roll and yaw as well, since if you keep these inputs the same, the side slipping effect initiated by yaw and roll will have a bigger impact on the quad, since the time it would have taken to complete a full circle is a lot slower, and because of this, you'll start closing in on the size of the circle. The same goes for when you are too low and you need to apply some extra throttle, except you then need to add some yaw and roll input. The easiest way to counter this is to always try and keep the reference point of pointing your quad just to the side of the object. This way you should always keep the circle the same size and it looks very smooth as well. And that covers it for this video. Side slipping is very fun to do and it looks impressive on video as well. If you can find a large tall object you want to film, an awesome way would be to side slip around it while gaining some altitude until you get to the top and then coming back down again. Now in my next video I'll be covering another how-to video. So if you enjoyed this and want to see more, then go ahead and subscribe. I'll be uploading tons more videos helping you become a better FPV drone pilot. Thanks for watching and I'll catch you guys in my next video. This is Jack, signing off.